And welcome back, everybody, to the podcast. Once again, joined by legendary strength coach Dan John to answer whatever questions you send our way. So please pump them into the chat box now. Before we get to that, as usual, always like to catch up with Dan. How's your week of lifting and all that stuff?
Really, yeah, really good. Yesterday was another real. So I'm doing exercise I haven't done in a while that I like, but I'm doing like incline bench presses and stuff like that, and it's kind of fun.
The feel good lifts,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
and I feel good. I got a lot of steps in yesterday, and
Real quick, what is your favorite feel good lift? Forget function, utility. You just love to do it because you love how it feels. That one.
Since 1971. I saved money for a year, my allowance, and I used to make a few bucks here and there, mowing lawns or doing little odds and ends, and saved money for a year and went to Sears and bought myself the adjustable incline bench press, and I just have always loved.
Just feels good, and it's a good lift. That's a good lift. It's a good lift. Yeah.
If I had written "Power to the People" by Pavel, I probably would have gone with like a rack deadlift and incline bench press, and because I could do those 5 days a week the rest of my life. They're just exercises I like.
Yeah, if you're gonna do the 2 exercise program thing, that's a nice pairing. I like the rack deadlifts because a lot of times I think it's good to remind people, like, a lot of times you don't really have to get the bar to the ground on the deadlift to enter into a full proper hip hinge. And for a lot of people, sometimes when they get the bar to the ground, they kind of get a bit distorted and twisted, and
they fold
and they fold. So having the pins set up there can really help you, I think, avoid that, and probably lift a bit more as well. Yeah.
Wednesdays is the day I do my Romanian deadlifts, and Romanian deadlifts basically are a rack deadlift with the little tiny bit stricter. But couple of real quick things. I won't be here next week because literally I won't have a Tuesday next week. I'm flying to Australia
into the future. Yeah, amazing.
I will have no Tuesday.
It'll just evaporate.
So
coming back, you'll have 2 Tuesdays, so we'll do it twice in a row.
We'll try to figure out how we can make it work. The podcast. I don't think it'll be a problem the second and third weeks.
Cool. All right.
And the third week, what the word Tuesday means will be the problem. I think I come back, but I'm heading out. I'm doing that art of coaching, and I finally got my
whereabouts in Australia.
Brisbane.
Oh, awesome. Okay, and then there's a new book. Yeah, hold that up again. Let's let people see that. That's a fun looking Dan's in the coach. That's a fun looking cover.
And somebody said, you got 6 fingers. I'm holding a rope. I mean, people. I'm so sick of people online constantly effing nitpicking.
Well, maybe Dan does have 6 fingers. Are you going to belittle the man for something that he couldn't control? Come on.
Princess Bride time, man. But I'm very happy. In fact, I'll be sending. Another thing that's very exciting. This might not mean a lot, but I brought my LP, my record player into my gym right there, and there's a Frank Sinatra album.
Oh, yeah, very good. I heard a little Frank Sinatra the other night. Me and my wife went to Grimaldi's Pizza, and Frank was playing. Yeah,
I'm gonna ask you. Give me you tell people about your day. I'm gonna go grab my cup of coffee.
I'll entertain the mob here. So, gentle listeners, as always, we're going to take questions here in just a minute. So please submit them. Let me just say hello to a few people. Wayne, hello. Wayne says, beautiful day in Ontario, Canada. Greetings. Hello to you. It's beautiful here in Wisconsin. It's actually gotten pretty chilly. I feel it's like around 60 degrees this morning. A little shocked by how cold it got, how quickly. But it's been a hot summer, so I'll take it. All right. Well, that was fast, Dan. So welcome back. Yeah.
Oh, it literally was just right there. And I got to tell you, that's the 9th saddest thing that's ever happened to me is I forgot my coffee. So I've had pretty good luck.
Can't do it. So yeah, good stuff. You got the new book out. Give us a quick reminder of that, where people can get it. It's on Amazon, right? Yeah.
Just Amazon. So I'm working with OS Press, and what I'm doing, folks, and when I do a workshop from now on, I'm going to write a book. So I have and then you can go online and bitch about that jackass on my kettlebell workout companion. I love the reviews. The book, the Kettlebell Workout Companion, is a workout book. It's just all of my workouts in one place because people ask for that.
Right.
And of course, the very first, it's not for beginners. There's no pictures. Well, then get one of those 10,000 how to swing a kettlebell books. And folks, the bulk of them suck. They're terrible. They're awful. So this is the one. This is the ABC's workshop I do sometimes. And then this is the Art of Coaching. I'm under my own confusion because I'm not sure which workshop I'm doing in Melbourne. I think I decided to do both.
Play the hits. There you go.
Yeah, and then here's one that isn't available that I probably should make available. This is the one I do for the military. It's called Bounce, and it's
Bounce. Yeah.
Wow, that's and actually kind of Bounce actually is pretty. The only problem with Bounce is that it is a fall long lecture. You know, and this is the handout we turned into a book, and there's so I don't have the Kettlebell Workout Companion. And I hate but so there's four of them I'm doing in this new style.
Nice.
And then there's there's the On Target books, the Dragon Door books, and then there's the books from Dan John University.
You sure got a lot out there. How many, by the way, now? How many?
26 or 27.
Wow. That's impressive. That's a lot. And I just want to say a few things. Man, I mean, like, look, no matter what you do to try to manage expectations, somebody's always going to be upset. That's just a reality of it. But I like even with my own book, Strong On, I tried to do as much as I could, introduce people to the exercises. I had pictures. I even had QR codes to fit. So like if the pictures weren't enough, you have QR codes to the videos. And then, there's always something people will find to nitpick. And then there's workouts and there's programs, but like, and anything else, I think this is just, you can never do everything in one place, right? You just can't. You can do a lot. You can do what you can, but that's why authors like yourself, you write more than one book, and like this book serves this purpose. You want just the workouts, you have that. You want to learn about coaching or theory or programming, then I can go, more if you want an introduction to all of them that will have a lot of breadth, but maybe not as much depth, we can give you that. So it's just, you just can't do everything all at once. I think it's a good reminder. But over time, that's if you look at the work that Dan has done, you get a couple of those books, you put them together, and I think you're going to have all your bases covered, right?
Yeah, and I appreciate you saying that. And I don't know why I even let it bother. And when I say it bothers me, it's more like, I've said this on this podcast before, but I've met some of the biggest big mouths online. In all kinds in the kettlebell world, in powerlifting, and one of the things you come away with is extremely disappointed. And I hope those of you who met me in real life, I mean, I hope this guy is the person you met.
Absolutely. Can attest to that. Yeah.
And when you meet some of these people, you're like, God, you don't have to eat the whole dozen donuts, and it's like it's like Wayne mentioned the trolls, and it's like, I mean, I'll even be on a Reddit thread, and someone will say something about how a model looks, or Elle McPherson, she has that, she has that one little freckle on her right behind her, right up here. Oh, I mean, I could never. I mean, come on, and it's like. And then you meet these people, you go to their homes, and it's just like, your mouth isn't, your life doesn't reflect.
The important point, and then we're going to get to questions, is, fitness is great. It's amazing. And fitness knowledge is power. But fitness culture, especially online fitness culture, is often insane and not something you want to be around. And I think for most of my career, Dan, like, it's going to sound a little bit weird, but I think it's been a benefit. I don't have that many friends in the fitness industry, right? By design, right? Like you're one of the very, very few people in the fitness industry that I have regular contact with. I mean, and this is on purpose. It really is. Like, this fitness is, it's my business, it's and I do all my work and all my research entirely apart from following any. If you go onto my Facebook page, you're not going to see fitness stuff popping up. You're going to see guitar videos and chubby bunny rabbits popping up, right? That's because I don't waste my time, because that stuff is just so obnoxious, right? You want to learn about fitness, you get good coaches, you follow, one or two like credible experts, wink, wink, nod, nod to where you're at here. And then you read books, but don't get into these circles, man, of just like, they're just such a waste. They're so hypey and gimmicky and full of nonsense. It's just, you have so many better ways to spend your time. And if anything else, they're like counterproductive to the outcome, because they just distract people. They're always shiny new object, fad, gimmick. Like, they're counterproductive to actually being strong. And I really believe that. So if you want to get fit, find a few credible experts, stick with them, stay up to date, read books on that, but just get out of those influencer circles. They're just not good. Well, sorry. So that's what I have to say about that.
Let me just follow up. In fact, I got a nice email this morning about this picture. So this is my picture, and that's my official picture. That's what they took a picture of me. That's my shot.
Very dapper. That's Dapper Dan.
But it's Parker University's when I do stuff for Parker, and somebody noted how good I look, and it's like, what you been doing? And I eat less than 2,600 calories every day. I walk 10,000 steps, and I lift weights 3 days a week. Okay, that. Now, almost universally, somebody always follows up with, "Well, are you taking?" And then there's a series of things, like, no, if I do those, I maintain or I lose weight. If I do those 3 things, okay.
Yes,
that's it.
Right. That's it. Right.
I mean, none of the other stuff. But the problem is, nobody's going to make money on sleep, telling people sleep hygiene, sleep better. Nobody's going to make money on drinking water, going for walks. Hell, lifting 2 to 3 days a week is really hard to sell. It is really hard to sell training 3 days a week, because everybody wants to train 7 days a week with a, triceriac, split,
right.
Bilateral, and it's all bullshit.
Yep. All right, good. Let's take some questions. Hopefully that was at least somewhat interesting. It was interesting to me. Steven has a question. He says, I've been doing a minimalist ab routine of hollow holds and Sorinex ab rollout. What's Sorinex? Is that a brand of ab wheel?
It's ab wheel. Yeah. It's the big one that looks like it looks like a vehicle. Yeah.
Okay, but cool. So it's an ab wheel though. All right. So he's been doing those 2, and he's worked up to 3 sets of 30 seconds of hollow holds and 3x12 on the ab wheels. What are your thoughts on this? He continues, after I work up to 3x40 seconds and 3x15, I plan on going to band resisted rollout and TRX plank. So yeah, Dan, what are your thoughts on his little routine here?
Well, I always throw an asterisk on ab wheel. It's real easy to overdo it, Steve. So just, the only thing, and this just be reasonable with this. And one thing I would recommend you do, maybe, I know you can't do this in real time, but maybe have someone put their hand on your ab wall. I just put my hand just above my belly button. And if you feel the middle part of your, okay, so here's my ab wall. If you feel the middle part coming out, then back off on those, okay? So you want to work the ab wall here. You don't want to have that something diastasis, whatever it's called. So whenever I do like reverse cobras, okay, reverse cobra is when you triple chin on sternum, and then you just it's a Pilates move, Patrick. It's as I'm coming off the ground, I'm just pulling things up. I put my hand on my ab wall. If the middle part of my abs pops up, I back off the tension until I have a flat 8-pack again, 6-pack, whatever. Okay?
Yeah.
So
Good.
That's the only warning I have, because it is you don't want to train yourself into a surgery on that.
Right.
Boy, if I sound like I'm a safety Nazi or anything. I apologize. I'm just saying that's the ab wheel is brilliant.
Yep.
It's got that
But
loop.
yeah, but that's great. I mean, experience teaches you things, right? And the ab wheel is one of those where like you can go from like feeling great to like oops very quickly,
Yeah.
right? It's just one of those exercises. So I'm with you. You're like I never recommend training ab wheel to failure, right?
Never.
So that's another like hollow hold. You could do that to failure. That's fine. But if you're doing a lot of hollow holds before ab wheel, that could weaken it. In one sense, it's a good reinforcement because with the hollow hold, you're staying slightly rounded, which you want to do in the ab wheel too, right? You don't want to be arching in the ab wheel. You want to keep that slightly kind of hollow position. So just make sure you have enough rest there that you're going into that ab wheel strong. What Dan said, and yeah, don't worry about taking it to failure. Just unnecessary. Same thing with the standing ab wheel. Like it's a cool kind of trick, but like again, for most people, most of the time, just so unnecessary. You just want strong abs. You want defined abs. From the kneeling position is going to take most people plenty well along the way there, right? The risk reward ratio just typically not justified to go to standing, right? Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite ab exercise is the hanging bent knee leg raise.
Yep.
And Steve, the only reason I even recommend that is I've never had a person have that middle part of the stomach. And if anyone remembers the formal name, diastasis
recti.
Is that it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But for whatever reason, the hanging bent knee leg raise works the abs without compromising that particular, and it won't. And the reason I raise it is for those of us who squatted heavy, done the Olympic lifts, done on bulking programs. Very often we mess with our stomachs a little. Back this might. I mean, if there's a power lifter in here, I'm gonna get shot down. But heavy back squats can be a real tragedy on the ab wall, because of that. There is a chance to blow it out. Good morning, Nate. By the way, he's on his way to Virginia. Be careful. Antonio adds, hanging knee raises is better than hanging leg raises. 100%. Now, funny thing, he says that because when you do the hanging leg raise, that middle part pops out. I'm sure somebody who's a little bit better in how the muscles work could explain that, but thank you.
Yeah. The great, I mean, right. The hanging knee raise, the hollow hold, and the ab wheel. Those are just money exercises for your direct ab training. So I definitely recommend, and you don't need them a whole lot throughout the week, just like, 2 times throughout the week with those moves is going to go a long way. And they're not just good for like, make it like they will define your abs, assuming you've got the low enough body fat percentage, but they have that, we talk about, Dan, that sort of knitting effect as well.
That is exactly why I think the ab wheel is so underappreciated. And the other thing about the ab wheel, if you're looking, I consider it an A exercise, A, B, C, F, A. How long does it take to teach somebody how to do the ab wheel? I mean, honestly, if it takes more than do this, you probably shouldn't train with this person. If they can't figure out how to do an ab wheel by just seeing it, you probably don't. Now, there's small little things. I mean, I read an article one time at T-Nation where the person broke it down in great. You're going to the Veterans Affairs. Oh, okay.
Leave it to T-Nation to make something a lot more tedious than it needs to be. Good. All right, let's squeeze a few more in here.
Jamie's question.
All right. Oh, let me see. All right. Here's Jamie right here. Sleep question. I drop off to sleep really easy, but if I stir around 2 or 3 a.m., I'm awake. Brain won't stop talking. I struggle to get back.
Do you mind if I answer that?
Yeah, please do.
So, the way we sleep in 2025 is going to sound obvious, but it's quite modern, Jamie. We know from medieval journals and even Revolutionary War journals that most people used to wake up every night. And if you are at a house with children, that's when you and the missus would start, and Patrick's the expert on this, start the system of having more children. This is when, if you ever get a chance to watch Ken Burns' documentary on the Civil War, you'll notice that people used to write not only beautifully, but long. And people, so I would recommend this, Jamie, and this is what I do. If I find myself awake at night, and it's not more than just to go pee pee, but actually, I get up and I do one of two things. Generally, the best thing for me is I open my journal and I write down the things that are monkey braining me or spinning my
Yeah.
honestly, writing down call Dick Notmeyer. Now it's written down, and my brain goes, "Well, I won't forget it now because it's written down."
Releases
And then
it.
literally, you can go right back to sleep. Now, the other night, I went online. It was about 4 nights ago. My brain was spinning about this thing. It was really bothering me, and it's funny. It's my herb garden light was bothering me. At 3 in the morning, I
Gets you
got
every
up,
time, right? Yeah.
and it's like
that darn
how-
herb garden light, right?
on the list of things in my life, the herb garden light was bothering me. So I got up, I went on their website, I looked at the manual. We were fine. Now listen, in the big scheme of things, the herb garden light wasn't that big a deal, but that's what bothers me. So I would say that. And if you find this to be a nightly thing, go to bed an hour earlier and just make it a routine. I get up every night at 3 o'clock and I write in my journal and I write the Great American Novel. And you'll find that just giving monkey brain, just tame monkey brain. And I think that's the best advice I can give you.
All right. Very, very good. All right. Let's head now towards Edward's question. He says, how does one, quote, jump under the bar in a squat, clean, or squat snatch? I'm trying to do the list, but I'm having some form/mind connection issue, I guess. Do you have any special cues when teaching this? And Dan, this one's definitely for you in the O lifts here. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, trying to explain this in 6 minutes online. So you got to get yourself in that bow and arrow, that deep hinge position, okay? And I hold my athletes in there, and this is how we do it. We start here, we slide down, we get in that bow. I have them put their chin in my hand like this, and then I say 3, 2, 1, jump, and they jump, boom. And the bar goes overhead, say in the snatch. And then I say overhead squat, overhead squat, overhead squat. Same time. We slide back. We get in that position, 3, 2, 1. And then I'll say before, just jump a little deeper. And then we jump a little deeper into the overhead squat, 1, 2, 3. Now I've got a tired athlete. Then over time, I'll just simply say, just jump into the bottom. But it takes, Edward, it takes 3, 4, 5 reps to slowly get lower and lower into the jump. And then after that, it takes, 3 sessions a week for a couple of weeks to become natural with it. So once again, it's, repetition is the mother of implementation. And you just gotta nudge yourself into that bottom position. I learned it the old-fashioned way from Dick Notmeyer. He just said, "Get into the bottom." My bottom position was horrific the first time, but it didn't matter because in 2 years I was fine. So that's kind of that's the best advice I can give you is give yourself time and just keep. So every time you power snatch, overhead squat. If you quarter squat, overhead squat. Yeah, if you if you half power snatch, overhead squat.
Yeah, good. All right, a little bit on a time crunch, but I want to highlight this one at least. This is from Anthony. I know he's been working on this goal for a while. A little bit of bragging. He says he finally officially did the 200 rep snatch test. Can attest. He sent a video my way.
Wow.
He got the half body weight press, pistol, and TGU, and he got a T-shirt for it. Isn't that nice? Always nice to have your efforts rewarded. Congratulations, Anthony. I know, Dan, that he used a lot of the advice we gave him on the podcast to accomplish that. So it's very cool when we see people take what we discuss on the podcast, put it to work, and
this is going to sound weird, but I've done this and you've done this, and I don't really know. I mean, I mean, I- now you're eligible to do the book Return of the Kettlebell by Pavel. But that's just funny because very, very, very few people in the kettlebell world have done that.
Mm-hmm.
That's very, very, very nice work. Yeah.
Yeah, excellent. Really good. Good job. Congratulations to you, Anthony. Thanks for sharing. Dan, before we go, I know you got the trip coming up, but what else are you working on? What else do you want to announce to the good people?
Well, I'm working on the other part of this. This is the art of coaching. The other one is the tools of coaching.
Oh, nice.
If I didn't mention it, I weighed 199
Woo-woo.
pounds. And it's kind of funny because, folks, if you want to look like you're more muscular, and there's two ways to do it. As an elite athlete, you get yourself up to 273, or you just lose some body fat, and people mention how muscular you look. Yeah. So,
isn't that funny how it works?
I'll be cranking up some Frank Sinatra in a few minutes, and life's good, my friend.
Awesome. Well, safe travels, Dan. So we'll be off next week. Maybe I'll just pop on here and do a little solo thing.
And then all of you, just because I'm not here doesn't mean you're not here. I expect full attendance.
Full attendance, gentle listeners. As always, Dan, thank you so much, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Everybody else, hopefully.